All right. Hi, I'm James Pearson. Today I'd like to talk with you about something I've become really passionate about, and that is disc golf. Right now I'm here in my backyard down in this field below my house where I enjoy practicing a little bit. I'll throw these discs around to do some what we like to call field work, just trying to practice my form and how I'm throwing. Anyway, so this is a good place I thought to talk about this. Um, so why do I think disc golf is an amazing hobby? First of all, never saw myself doing something like this. I have never played it before. I've never seen anyone play it before up until I was invited to go by my daughter's boyfriend. They convinced me to join them, and so I did. He had a couple discs. I think they were all driver type discs, and I had no idea anything about the discs. I just thought they were small and weird, and didn't understand why they would make sense to throw very far or anything like that. So anyway, I went with them, and I had an okay time. It wasn't bad. It was fun. I didn't really disc golf again for probably 6 months. Went with a coworker, and then started going a little more often myself and with my kids later on that same year. So that would have been within the following year's 6 months after I had first gone. So anyway, as I began going more and more, it just became this very fun and rewarding thing for me. Now, I started to see progress, and I started to learn more how you go about disc golfing, and there's all these terms and details that are kind of hard to catch on to at first. But I would like to use this channel to share some of those things for people that are just getting into disc golf or interested in getting into disc golf, um, what the lingo is and how to start. So anyway, I didn't realize when getting into this how it would benefit my life. For me, being over 40, you start to get into kind of a midlife crisis, which is a real thing, right? And I started having some challenges and some really hard times in my life that were honestly much harder than anything I'd ever gone through. And I won't go into detail for now on what that stuff was, but I will say that disc golf became an escape for me where I could kind of process things that I was struggling with. And it also became a time where I could just focus on something that I felt like was fun, like brought me joy. And so the more I went disc golfing, the better I felt in my life in general. So I definitely see it as something for me that helps with my mental health because it's all these mental health terms. It's a form of self-care when you're getting out and doing something that brings you joy. I think that's really important in life, especially these days when we're all sitting on cell phones and watching videos or playing games. It's great to do something active and to get outside and use your hands to do something, and also be able to develop some skills in a sport, which maybe like me, you're not a very sporty person. I certainly was not. My day job is a data scientist, more or less, where I'm programming on a computer. And so computer games have naturally been something I've been interested in over the years, but this is just a far better hobby. It's so wonderful to get outside. Um, there are benefits. Sorry, I keep looking at my notes here. I want to make sure I get the key points, but there are health benefits mentally, like I've discussed. There are physical health benefits. Um, just going out and taking a walk. I'm a person that likes taking walks anyway. Um, I kind of have a hard time holding still. So for me, this is a very fun way to take a walk. So I'll go down my hill here and throw a disc around if I can't get out, and drive to a course, which there's one about 10 minutes away, which I've been to. So physical health, I get out, take a walk, have a little fun doing it. Age-wise, yeah, over 40, no problem, okay? You like anything, don't do too much too fast. When you're learning how to throw these discs, it can get really tempting just to keep throwing it as hard as you can, because you want to get that distance, and you want to get it to go farther than it did last time. And if you do that too much and too often, you'll start to get these repetitive use type injuries, and maybe your shoulder injuries and other things. Be careful with your knees and so forth. I'll focus on how to go about those things in other videos. But one thing I will say is I was a little sneaky, wanting to share this hobby with my parents. And I got my dad for Father's Day 3 discs that were my current, what I thought were the best discs at the moment. My dad hadn't shown any interest really in disc golfing, but I got him those discs and I invited him to go disc golfing with me. And he and my mom both came. My dad was 74, my mom 68. This is this past summer, this year. And I kept inviting them, and they started inviting me, and they started to see progress. What really hooked my dad was one day we were playing this nearby course, and he threw, I'd say, about 130 feet fairway ace. So he got hole in one from pretty far out from the basket, but not an actual ace where it was from the tee off position. Anyway, he really kind of that kind of lit the fire for him, and he's been going ever since quite often. He and my mom went ahead and bought some cheap baskets and made a little disc golf course in their yard, and they've been using that to get their walk exercise. Their yard's pretty big. It's a great way for them to go have fun taking a walk, and I go over there with them quite often because that course is always available, and they don't live far away. So one thing I will say also is disc golfing it's a very affordable thing to get into. I mean, you can get by with buying a kind of all-round disc, like maybe this one right here, that's not so sharp-edged like this guy. I'll talk more about disc details in a different video, but you can go and throw and play an entire course, no problem, with just one disc, and you're going to get better at the sport by getting good with that disc. Some discs more than others, even. One thing not to do is compare yourself to others. You're going to see others saying this disc is best, or you're going to see others throwing this disc way farther than you can if you have it. Everybody progresses at their own pace. It doesn't matter, and you get to see your own improvements, and you get to beat yesterday's version of you, and that is so rewarding, honestly. And pretty soon you start to be competitive with other people, and that can make it fun too. But that's not the goal, and it's okay if it takes time to get there. Okay, so I think that's all I wanted to cover with this video today. Get into disc golf. It's awesome. Don't worry if you're getting older. There's no limit on this sport, and it is so fun and so rewarding and healthy in every way. Thanks.